Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Man, I hope you're doing well. It's time again for the knife of the day, and here it is. This is not a Spydical new knife. Nope. I bought this knife off of Blade HQ a couple of days ago. Hopefully, I'm knocking wood, we get the new Spydico in a day or two. But I saw this brand new knife from Knife Company. I have two other knives from Go check it out on a playlist. By the way, there is a playlist full of pocket dump deconstructions and knives of the day. I just realized, there's a lot of videos. A lot of videos. So go check them out. But I really was impressed with I had never done they do a lot of good things. I think they're a Chinese company, so those of you that have issues with that, that is an issue. But man, their fit and finish is so great. The ideas for their knives, I think, is great. There's so many things about them, at least the ones I have. And I know I've been seeing comments, people like I have certain knives for theirs that I really like. Um, this just came out, and I thought I'd grab it. This is the new Gentry. Gentry. It is a slip joint knife. Yeah, non-locking knife. Now I'm going to tell you the parts I just love about this knife. Then I'm going to tell you the one thing that makes me go insane. I went to eat and drink after work yesterday. So when I got home, I was a little tipsy, feeling great. And I picked up this knife. I said, great, it's there. And I started playing with it. And I love a lot about it. And then I found one thing right before I went to bed and went crazy. This morning, not so crazy about the problem, but I'm going to mention it. So, this is a slip joint knife. Now, a lot of people say, why would you spend, this was about $190. Why would you spend that much on a slip joint knife? Slip joint, non-locking knife. And I see a lot of people go, I'd never do a slip joint knife. Why? First of all, I grew up where all knives were slip joint. My father's knife was a slip joint. My grandfather's knife was a slip joint. My Boy Scout, Cub Scout, Weeblo knife were all slip joint knives. Knives were slip joints or fixed blade. But I understand now we do have a lot of locking knives, and the majority of mine are locking. The fact of the matter is, with a slip joint, as you cut, the motion is this way, cut a box, it won't close on you, okay? And I was used to slip joint knives, you would cut and you would hold it like this, etc. The modern day slip joints, of course, they come with a lot of better steels, a lot better scales, and there's a half stop. Most of them have a half stop, which means as you go down or up, there's this little part right there that's a stop. And it's more for going down. You get there, there's a stop. It's basically say, move your fingers, Joker, I'm going to cut them off. Slip joints have a spring in the back. That's where you get the tension. So there's a spring. You see as you pull it out, you can see the spring in action. You feel the tension. Then there's a stop right there. The spring is flush to the back. Then you open it up. And so this has a very nice, tight spring. A lot of people, and I follow a lot of people on Instagram, etc., who do custom knives that are slip joints, etc. They call it the walk and talk. The walk and talk is how it sounds, going down, coming up, that kind of thing. This is just wonderful. The spring is tight, everything's great. Has this long nail nick. Um, and once you get I need a nail nick because it has that great tension with the spring. And then by the time you get here, most people will just pinch it and do that. Let me wipe this off. So let's talk about the knife. Here's another reason why you see a lot of people, including Chris Reeve, they've come out with a slip joint that costs more than a regular Chris Reeve knife. That I don't understand. Okay? You guys know I love Chris Reeve. I love slip joints. I don't know if I'll ever buy that knife. If I ever present that knife to you, it's because I got a bonus and I want to spend money. But it looks nice. So another reason that you see people do slip joint knives is because a lot of international markets, they require that you have a two-hand opener. So you need two hands to open this knife. It doesn't flip up. It doesn't have a spidey hole. It has that tension that you need to use two hands, and it does not lock. For a lot of countries, that affects you. Here in the States, it don't, but if you want to do some international knives, they have two versions of this knife, and then they introduced a smaller knife with a 3-inch blade that's a slip joint, and they have two versions of that. I didn't want to buy it right now because I need money for all these Spidicles coming, but I might buy that as well. The handle's different, etc. So let's talk about this. I know I've been talking a long time and not all about the knife, but it is about the knife. It's about slip joints. It's about This thing is beautiful in the hand. I mean, it's just beautiful in the hand. It is so small and so thin. It is so small and so thin. I'm going to start with the hand. Well, let's start with the blade anyway, and then we can get to the handle. The blade is CPM S35 VN steel. S35 VN steel, we know that that's an excellent steel. Here's what WE does too. This is a satin blade. Here's the WE logo on the blade down there, that little. And then you want to see the S35V? Can you see it yet? Can you see it yet? Wait a second. I mean, I can bear. It's like way down there. There's like a little S35V. See? Way down there. You almost need a microscope to see it. A magnifying glass. That's because of the aesthetic of the blade. They don't want all the writing on it. And a lot of people, including Spyderco and others, put their logos all over the place. This is a pretty big knife, but because it's so thin and it feels so great in the hand, it doesn't seem that way. S35VN steel, this is a 3.4 inch blade, and I'll compare this knife to other larger knives at the end. 3.4 inch blade, 3-inch edge. So while Spyderco usually has a forward choil to protect from it falling, there is some room to kind of get up on this a little bit. No jimping, kind of a thin blade. So 3.4 inches total blade, 3 inches for the edge. So it's a pretty big knife. Now this handle is everything. Okay. Titanium bolsters, and look at the treatment on it. The other knife has the treatment that they have on these titanium bolsters is also on the knife, on the S35VN steel. It's an interesting treatment. And so I thought it was interesting. I didn't want my whole blade to be that way. If I'm going to go more traditional, then I want a clean blade. But the other one has that. But look at they have 4 bolsters. Titanium, as you can see. These are titanium screws that have the bronze, that are bronze screws. See that? The bolsters go all the way down. They're not inlaid. This really nice titanium is inlaid. So it sits on top of titanium right before the spring. So you see titanium. I believe this is a steel spring because it colors a little different than the titanium. But you see titanium down there right before the springs, and you see the bolsters. Just beautiful. Plain and simple. It is so beautiful. Nice tight spring that lays flat. And a pretty good sized lanyard. It is a beautiful knife. If you like traditional knives, I do. But man, but with that wee touch, I'm starting to really love this company. Now, I'm like, this is beautiful, this is great. And then I realize there's no clip on it. None. You've been seeing a lot of, usually you'll see these slip joints and they still have a clip, maybe a thin kind of clip because it's like a gentleman's folder, even though this is a bigger knife. No clip whatsoever. It comes in great packaging from WE. They give you, let me see. Here it is. They give you a big case. They give you a cloth. You can put your knife here and another knife there or whatever in it. So it comes with a case, but, that's not something you want to carry. So, for me, and it's a well done knife. It's a big knife to just be free in your pocket. So, of course, I'm a Chris Reeve knife fan. I took one of these smaller ones. They come with the Menundi or the small 21. And this is how I'll carry it. In my pocket. Protected, easy to grab when you need it. Or if you put a lanyard, this one you might want a lanyard. Nice bead, nice lanyard. Put it that way. It fits great. The Chris Reeve sheaves are just great quality. They lie flat. So that's how I'm going to carry it. I'm a little upset that it doesn't have a clip. Now, I have a lot of case knives that don't have clips. That are, I get it. I'm sure it was a decision for them. I don't like the decision. But man, I like the new WE Gentry. I really do. Brand new slip joint, traditional slip joint from WE, the WE Gentry. They have another one that has a blade that has like this finish on it. And then they released a new slip joint as well with a 3-inch blade and a different handle. But I saw it, I wanted it, I bought it. There was something about it I liked. I've been checking out the WE knives, and they had some nice, funky, very interesting knives, flippers and stuff, but I just wanted that nice, simple knife. There's nothing simple about it, really. So we're comparing it to the military and the large Sebenza 21 from Chris Reeve, the Spyderco military, just so you can get a feel. It's not as big as those knives, but look how thin it is. And it feels so great. The materials are wonderful. The steel's great. And there you have it. That's the knife of the day. I hope you enjoy this. I know a lot of people don't like slip joints and that sort of thing, but when done well, I have a custom pinna slip joint. It's to die for. In my retirement, I'm just going to have a pinna in my pocket. And now that I think about it, that does not have a clip either. Okay? So, but it's a work of art. So, okay, you got me. And I didn't complain about it, but this is a real nice knife. There you have it. Your daddy or your granddaddy's knife has really been upgraded by WE, and I have it, and I just enjoy it. It's my third WE knife. All three of them are special. I think the colors, the materials, just a nice knife. Makes me feel very happy to have it. There you have it. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications. I want to make sure that you catch all of the Spyderco knives that'll be coming out this quarter. They did a quarterly thing. They said, here's all the knives coming out this quarter from Spyderco. That doesn't even include all of the distributor exclusives that'll be coming. And that's just, this season during the winter. So a lot of knives will be coming your way. And then at some point, we will be trimming these knives because they're starting to add up again. I really appreciate all of you guys. Have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.